In 1745, just 4 years after the town was founded, there were already 6 taverns, and by the year 1777, there were 22. Before the turn of the century, a French traveler wrote of York, "There is a quality of taverns and inns where people come to talk and drink, morning and evening, as in cafes in European cities." York County Heritage Trust is taking this a step further with its Beer Meister Workshops, which is a series of classes leading up to this year's annual Micro Brew Festival.
We're going to be hosting a series of classes throughout February, March and April, teaching beginners how to brew their own home brew. A very simple process that essentially anybody who can make a basic recipe, can boil water and add ingredients to it at home, can brew beers that are as good, if not better, than craft beers. One of the twists we're going to do with this is we're trying to put a historical angle onto it. So one method of doing that is I've done some research into beers that would have been produced in York in around the time of the Continental Congress was here. In fact, we do have records that George Washington and Jefferson were homebrewers, and in that time, of course, it was really the only kind of potable water that was out there that you could guarantee would not have bacterial infections. So homebrewing was a way of life for everybody back then. In fact, children used to drink weaker forms of beer. Back in George Washington's time, the ingredients that are readily available today were not all available to George. A good example would be hops that really developed in the 19th century. As a substitute then, and because it was hard to get them shipped over from England, one of the substitutes they used to use was spruce tree needles, the green tips off the end of a pine tree. Those needles were put into the beer as a way of bittering it and acting as a preservative. And perhaps even heather was used as a preservative. Other than that, the process is very similar, and all the original ingredients that were made in the 17th century are still available to us. And so a craft brewer, if you choose to make a historical beer, that option is available to us.